Hey gamers and tech junkies out there, Tony here from the Smartphone Nation, also with Classically on YouTube, and I'm partnering with Rich from Review Tech USA to do this channel here on the Smartphone Nation. So make sure you check out all three of those channels. But I'm here with another hardware review, and today I'm taking a look at this little hockey puck right here, also known as the Vizio CoStar streaming device. Now you might be asking yourself, why are we looking at this on Smartphone Nation? It's supposed to be about mobile games and phones and all that. Well, this is actually running a mobile software, which is Android 4.0, and it kind of beat Ouya to the punch with running that on a streaming device. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, see what the hardware is like, then we'll evaluate the software. I'll tell you if it's worth your money or not. Alright, so I wanted to show you really quick everything that this device comes with. Obviously it comes with the Vizio CoStar unit, the remote control, which I'll talk about in a minute, which is two-sided, and then also power cable and HDMI cable. So that's everything that pretty much comes out of the box. There is a manual, of course, and a little registration card. But let's go ahead and talk about the hardware, the two most important devices, the actual device and then the remote. So I'm glad that all of you get to see my sexy wood grain table here, but I want to talk about the Vizio CoStar first. And so what I really like about this device is it's really sturdy. I like these little rubber pads on the bottom. It sits nice and tight on a table. It's not going to slide anywhere or get bumped around very easily. It's got the cool Vizio logo on top. No ports on the front or the sides or the bottom. There is just a little reset button there if you need to use it. And then on the back you have several really cool ports. You have a DC in with the power light, which is obviously for your power. You have a LAN connector if you want to hardwire. For a lot of people, that's a speedier connection. It also has Wi-Fi built in, wireless in, and you have a USB 2.0 port and the HDMI in and out. And the reason the HDMI in and out is cool is because it allows you to kind of pass through other HDMI devices, and that's pretty neat considering that some, a lot of cheaper TVs that people are putting in college dorms and whatnot, you might have a PlayStation 3 hooked up, and then you might want to buy one of these, and you may only have one HDMI port on your TV, and if that's the case, it allows you to pass through and kind of save some wires and not have to put a lot of things into it. The biggest complaint I have about this device as far as a hardware perspective is it gets really warm, and I mean really warm. I never leave it on, which sucks because things like my Roku 3 and all that I can leave on and they never feel like they're going to burn up, and this thing gets pretty toasty. So that's really a bad hardware error even with these vents, and everything's been fully updated. I've used it for almost a month now testing it out, and it's really, it just gets really warm. So that's what I don't like about the actual CoStar hardware. Over here is the remote. And the reason I have this device and I have it for review is I was really excited about this remote because everyone jumped on the Ouya bandwagon and everyone was talking about gaming on a streaming device, or obviously the Ouya is not just a streaming device, it's built for gaming, but Vizio kind of beat them to the punch. Like, we have this two-sided controller. You can do your normal controls over here. On the back of it you actually have up, down, left, right, and then X, Y, A, B, and you naturally see this, you think gaming. The hardware isn't that bad. It does have a decent little processor and things like that. So the remote actually feels really nice in your hands too. So from a hardware perspective, it's a really cool idea. It's got this mouse trackpad over here. You got your stop, play, rewind, fast forward button. This is kind of serves as a home button. You have select here, volume up and down, channel, page up and down. So it's got really nice navigation. I loved this feature on Netflix. When I wanted to search for something, I could go and begin typing it in, and obviously it went right in. And then the up and down, left and right, obviously the D-pad, X, Y, A, B, no analog sticks or anything, but I was hoping for some decent, maybe retro gaming with this device. Well, I can tell you that's not the case. Probably the biggest downfall, and you'll see it when I show the software off to you, is there's a freaking delay between that device and this device. So when I press up, it's like a 1 second delay on the screen, if not a little bit more. So there's no possible way you could do gaming with that. Now, with this USB port on the back, you can buy a package, and I actually have the package where it comes with a wireless adapter for an OnLive controller and a special OnLive controller, if you remember that cloud streaming device. And it actually worked pretty good. I even played over a Wi-Fi network from the other side of the house playing some OnLive games, but we all know that OnLive is kind of hitting the freaking tank. I mean, they're not doing very well. And so as far as gaming, with between the OnLive controller and the OnLive company not doing the greatest, and then this thing having a freaking delay, it's impossible to do any gaming on this. And so that kind of defeats the purpose right from the start. I mean, I've tested it a ton. And that's not the only problem. The other problem lies within the software, and the reason I'm ultimately not going to recommend this device. So let's go ahead and take a look at the software, and I'll show you why this device kind of frustrates me. Alright, so here's the software, and I apologize that I have to basically record the screen with my camera because it is encrypted, the output signal, so you can't use a capture card with this device. So I'm actually going to click on the Vizio home button now, and I'll show you. It's got a really cool interface on the side here. Everything pops up over here on the left hand side anytime that you hit that home button. So the interface is really cool there. There you see OnLive is built in, and I almost feel like OnLive was added as a last second addition to this because they realized that their app support for Android 4.0 on this device was absolutely horrible. As you can see, there's things like settings, and you can go into settings and it'll take you into, you know, your natural things like your network, devices you might have hooked up, and things like that. And so there's a lot of potential with the Vizio CoStar. There are some cool apps. There's Voodoo, YouTube app, different things like that. Some of these you've never heard of though. You obviously have Google Movies, music from Android, photos, and Google Chrome, so you can search the web. And so there is a cool web browsing experience, and believe it or not, the mouse pad actually works pretty nice. As you can see here, I'm actually controlling this mouse pad from the remote, and so it actually works pretty nice as the thumb pad. And so all that stuff is great. And so I'm not saying this device is absolutely horrible for those reasons, but there's just some basic things that they hyped about this device, such as it running Android 4.0, that really suck. And so when you go here, obviously the delay in the controller, it's gotten better with updates, but it's still not amazing, not good enough to play any games. And so you have your normal, your Netflix, your Amazon Video, all sorts of things like that. You know, Flash things will play through Google Chrome, and so all that's nice. But when you actually go to the Play Store, this is what sucks, is it looks like the Play Store. It looks really awesome, and you can go in here and you're thinking, oh wow, amazing. I can go here, I can download some sweet ass games, I can hook up a 360 controller, maybe something like that. And so you get all this hype build up, and then you go into things like games and you're like, what the heck is this? What are these games? Papa Trampoline? Dragonfly Free? I mean, these are like the suck-ass games of the Android marketplace. And then if you try to search for a game, guess what? It doesn't come up because it doesn't support this device. And so you're like, oh my gosh, like nothing is supported on here. And you get all these really cool apps that are supported for streaming and all that, but I can get that on the Roku. I mean, I can get that on all these other devices. Why do they include a remote that looks like it's built for a gamer, that gets gamers hyped up, and include Android 4.0, especially right after Ouya came out, or Ouya was hyped, and then you're thinking, oh wow, this Vizio CoStar, it's going to be awesome, and then you get inside here and it's this crap. There's no apps that are supported really besides these crap games like Solitaire, and you're stuck playing those types of things and you can't really do anything. I mean, I'm thinking like retro platformers and all that stuff when I pick up this device. And to be honest, the Vizio CoStar is just another streaming device. And so all that to say, basically all you're getting here is something similar to a Roku that runs a broken version of Android 4.0. Highly disappointed with the Vizio CoStar for that reason. Yes, it's a good streaming box. Yes, it streams Amazon Video great, Netflix great. You can play online games. You can search the webs, all those cool things. But that's not why I picked up this device. I picked it up because of all the other reasons that they were kind of hyping, and it really let me down. So if you're going to buy a streaming box, I do not recommend the Vizio CoStar. I recommend something like the Roku 2, the Roku 3, Apple TV, something like that. So this has been Tony from Smartphone Nation. You can actually view this device on Amazon, pick it up in the link below if you want to. But if not, please trust my review and know that this device is absolute crap because it doesn't do what it says it's going to do. So this is Tony from Smartphone Nation signing off. Please subscribe to this channel, to Rich from Review Tech USA, also to Classic Lead. Have a good day.